Good, happy Saturday morning. It is Saturday, August 17, 2024. I'm Riley King, and welcome to WRMK News 12. Let's get started right now. We have a jam-packed morning broadcast to get to this Saturday morning, so let's begin right now. First up, let's begin and take a look at your weather for this Saturday. Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Riley King, and welcome to Riley's Kingdom of Weather right here on WRMK News 12. Let's get started. As you can see, it is nice and clear on the radar this Saturday morning. Your weather for today: foggy this morning, then partly cloudy this afternoon, high 76, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, slight chance of a rain shower, low 63 degrees, winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, cloudy skies, high near 75, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's currently cloudy and 62 degrees, feels like 62 degrees. That's your weather for this Saturday on Riley's Kingdom of Weather right here on WRMK News. Hello, everyone. I'm Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast. Now let's get to your news. First up, woman charged with manslaughter. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Every single time I saw them, they were covered in bruises. And they were unexplainable bruises.
In April of last year, Danielle Vaughn told News 9 Investigates her son, Dennis, who she always called Boo, was being abused while living with her mother, Sherry Connor, in Laconia. He was 5 years old on Christmas Eve in 2019 when investigators say he died of blunt force trauma to his head and neck. Danielle told us a Laconia police officer came to her job to tell her.
I'm like, no, is there something wrong with my kids? And I started crying. He's like, please, just come with me for a minute.
On Friday, Connor was arrested on charges of manslaughter, first and second degree assault, and witness tampering after she was indicted by a grand jury. Danielle told News 9 Investigates DCYF removed all 4 of her children from her life in 2016 because of her struggles with drug addiction. They were put in a foster home, and the next year, Danielle says DCYF tried terminating her parental rights, but a judge overruled that and instead, with Danielle's consent, granted guardianship of all of her kids to Connor. Danielle alleges that's when she noticed the abuse starting. Reports also came in from her children's school and neighbors, and she filed a civil lawsuit against DCYF in 2023, accusing them of ignoring those reports.
Here these people are saying that you're not fit enough to take care of your kids, and we're going to take them from you, but we're going to protect them, and we're going to do what you should have done.
And as for that lawsuit, the state has denied it or its employees failed to properly investigate Boo's death. Belknap Police and the Laconia County attorneys say they will be releasing more information during a news conference on Monday. Live in the studio tonight, Imani Fleming, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Massachusetts man arrested for burglary after breaking into senior housing complex while naked, police say. A Massachusetts man was arrested after police said he broke into a senior housing complex in Seabrook while naked. Seabrook police said around 3:45 a.m. on Thursday, officers received a report of a naked man who rang the doorbell to a home near Railroad Avenue in Centennial Street before taking off towards Route 1. Authorities said officers searched the area but were not able to find the man. Less than an hour later, police said they responded to Seabreeze Village on 81 Railroad Avenue for multiple reports of a naked man who broke into a building through a window and entered several apartments. Seabrook police said with the help of canines, officers were able to find the naked man who told police he was Jesus Christ. Authorities said the man was later identified as Sebastiario Lebicki, 25, from Newburyport, Massachusetts. He was charged with 3 counts of burglary, incident exposure, and criminal mischief, according to police. 10 former inmates of the Concord Transitional Housing Unit report accused sexual assaults. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Multiple women who spent time at the same transitional housing unit say they were sexually assaulted and harassed by the same facility employee. These allegations happened over a number of years, and now they're taking legal action. Shea Farm Transitional Housing Unit is a place that's supposed to help inmates adjust to life after incarceration. The facility typically houses adult prisoners who are within 6 months of parole eligibility, easing them back into normalcy. A lawyer representing 10 former inmates says what happens at Shea Farm is far from normal.
I know these women suffered harm that was preventable by the Department of Corrections. They knew or should have known that these women, during their rehabilitation phase, that they were being victimized by the corrections officers.
The plaintiffs alleged that they were abused by the same employee at the facility. Some say the accused woman conducted inappropriate touching as part of permitted physical searches. Many of the complaints list repeated attempts to inform the DOC of the alleged abuse.
We do ultimately believe that, based on what many of the women have told us, that this was a pervasive and known issue at Shea Farm for many years.
We reached out to the Department of Corrections. They responded saying they have a zero-tolerance policy for all forms of sexual misconduct. They also require all employees to go through trainings specifically related to this type of abuse each year. The Attorney General's office told News 9 in a statement, "We would not comment on ongoing litigation outside of court, other than to note that we are currently reviewing the complaints and will respond as appropriate in due course." News 9 is not aware of any criminal charges filed. As far as the accused employee goes, the Department of Corrections says they are still investigating, and at this time, she does still work for the department. In Concord, Isabel Litters, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. New Hampshire's SpaceX pilot prepares for potentially groundbreaking commercial flight. A Durham native and 3 other crew members are preparing to embark on a flight of a lifetime to push the boundaries of commercial space exploration. On August 26th, mission pilot Scott Potee will help lead SpaceX Falcon rocket with the goal of soaring more than 1,400 kilometers at approximately 17,500 miles per hour beyond Earth's atmosphere. The launch will take place at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. According to Potee, the Polarized Dawn mission has 4 main objectives: set a new record for highest orbit in history, perform the first commercial spacewalk, test the effectiveness of new Starlink communications, and conduct dozens of experiments on new spacesuit technology that's capable of withstanding temperatures as extreme as plus or minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Potee said The last time a crew got close to 1,400 kilometers was back in 1972 during the Apollo 11 mission, which peaked at approximately 1,368 kilometers. For more than 2.5 years, Poteet said he and his other crew members, including Commander Jared Isaacman and Mission Specialist Sarah Gillis and Ann Menino, have been training for the historic 5-day flight. According to Poteet, training consists of rigorous hiking trips to Ecuador and intense session inside flight simulators to prepare for extreme G-force endured during the launch. Poteet said he and his crew members will finally fly down to Florida on Saturday to prepare for the flight after a brief period of quarantining. With the help of his more than 20 years of experience in the United States Air Force as a combat pilot, Poteet said he's ready to make history. New lawsuit fights nudity websites generating deep fake pornography. Let's take a listen to that report from NBC News.
Tonight, the long arm of the law starting to come down on fake and altered pornography generated by AI as the calls from victims of the high-tech harassment grow louder around the world.
These images are used to bully, humiliate, and threaten women and girls.
San Francisco City Attorney David Chu taking on websites that his office says allow users to nudify photos of real people, generating pornography from images of non-consenting adults and minors using AI.
These websites allow users to upload photos of real clothed individuals. AI technology will then, quote, undress these persons in the photo, creating pornographic images.
The sites have been visited more than 200 million times in just the first 6 months of this year, according to a new lawsuit. Chu is asking the courts to shut down the sites and force their owners to pay penalties.
While profiting off this content, these website operators have violated a plethora of state and federal laws banning deepfake pornography, revenge pornography, child pornography.
Prosecutors have yet to identify many of the owners of the websites in the suit. NBC News did reach out for comment to those listed where we could find contact information. We've not immediately heard back. Outside California, a patchwork of state laws means that the legality of so-called deepfake porn varies because the images are sometimes seen as technically not real in certain jurisdictions. They are not always considered illegal. But for those who have seen their likeness hijacked, the pain is all too real, especially for teenage girls and young women.
I did start crying because I was very emotional.
NBC's Valerie Castro spoke with another high schooler impacted.
Just immediately felt like nauseous and gross because it's my face there, but that's not my body.
Parents are struggling to protect their children from this type of technology.
We do believe that they have been potentially posted online. We've been referred to the National Center of Exploited Children.
The images can circulate among victims' peers at school, leading to bullying or harassment. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a victim of deepfake pornography herself, is sponsoring legislation to address it nationally. It passed unanimously in the Senate. It's in the House's hands now, while an increasing number of states are also introducing and passing legislation to combat certain non-consensual, sexually explicit AI images.
Yes.
But for now, San Francisco says the action against the sites themselves is the first of its kind.
This investigation has taken our office into the darkest corners of the internet. All of us have been absolutely horrified for the women and girls who have had to endure this exploitation.
Savannah Sellers, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking.
Okay, and that does it for this morning edition of Riley's Kingdom of WRMK News 12. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you back here later.